I am Reed. I am 27, just an average dude. IV made tons of money mistakes in my 20s, and now I want to share everything I've learned to help you take control of your finances and your life. Oh shit, where do I even begin with this one? Man, the internet, it is a blessing and a curse, is it. On one hand, you can learn anything, connect with anyone, build a business from your bedroom. On the other hand, it is a giant, never-ending highlight reel that can make you feel like absolute garbage about your own life, your own progress. I remember scrolling through Instagram back in my early 20s, seeing all these people my age or even younger, flashing designer clothes, exotic vacations, expensive cars, and man, I'd just be sitting there probably eating instant noodles, looking at my bank account with like 20 bucks in it and thinking, what the hell am I doing wrong? It felt like everyone else had it figured out. And I was just lost that feeling, that hopelessness. It can really sneak up on you. It can paralyze you, make you doubt every single decision you make. And what I've come to realize after years of trying to dig myself out of that hole is that a lot of that feeling is fed by some pretty common lies. The internet constantly shoves in our faces. These aren't necessarily malicious lies, but they incredibly damaging if you buy into them. So today, I want to talk about the 6 lies the internet tells you that keep you broke and feeling hopeless. I've fallen for every single one of these, learned the hard way, and I want to share my experience so you don't have to make the same damn mistakes. The first lie, and this is a big one, is that you need to be an overnight success. Man, this one gets me. You see these headlines, 22-year-old millionaire makes millions in crypto, or teen TikToker buys mansion, and you think, damn, I am 27, and I am still figuring out how to pay my rent on time. I used to get so caught up in this. I try to find the next big thing. The quick scheme that would make me rich fast. I bought into so many stupid online courses, tried to flip things I knew nothing about, all because I thought I needed to get rich yesterday. My biggest regret was probably when I thought I could get into day trading without any real knowledge. I saw all these gurus posting screenshots of their massive gains, talking about how easy it was. So I threw a chunk of my emergency fund, which wasn't even that big to begin with, into some risky stocks. Guess what happened? Poof. Gone. Just like that. It was a painful lesson, but it taught me that real success, lasting success, takes time, effort, and consistency. There is no magic button. Most of those overnight successes, you see, they've been grinding for years behind the scenes. They've had failures, setbacks, and a whole lot of boring, consistent work that no one posts about. What I learned from that, from my own stupidity, was to focus on the long game. Instead of chasing quick wins, I started focusing on building sustainable habits. I started reading books on personal finance, not just watching highlight reels. I started saving small amounts consistently, even when it felt insignificant. And you know what? That consistent effort over time starts to compound. It is not sexy, it is not viral, but it is real. My advice to you, if you are feeling this pressure, is to ignore the noise. Focus on building skills, learning, and consistently putting in the work. Celebrate small wins, because those small wins add up to big ones over time. Stop comparing your chapter 1 to someone else. Chapter 10. Peace. The second lie is that you need to be a digital nomad or have a side hustle to be truly free. Okay, Don T, get me wrong. I am a big proponent of side hustles and finding ways to earn extra income. I've dabbled in a few myself, but the internet often portrays this lifestyle as the only path to freedom and happiness. It is like if you are not working from a beach in Bali or making 6 figures from your Etsy shop, you are doing life wrong. I remember feeling so much pressure to start a side hustle. Any side hustle just so I could say I had one. I tried dropshipping, but spent more time watching YouTube tutorials than actually selling anything. I tried freelancing in areas I wasn't even passionate about, and it just felt like another job, but with more stress. The truth is, not everyone wants to be a digital nomad. And not everyone needs a side hustle. A stable job with good benefits can provide immense freedom and security. What I realized is that freedom is just about location independence or endless income streams. It is about having choices, and those choices can come from various paths. For me, real freedom came from getting my main job in order, becoming good at it, and then using my free time to pursue things I genuinely enjoyed, not just what the internet told me was cool. It came from having a solid emergency fund so I wasn't stressed about unexpected expenses. It came from paying off my debt so I wasn't constantly beholden to credit card companies. If you want a side hustle, great. But make sure it aligns with your genuine interests and goals, not just because you feel pressured by what you see online. And if you are perfectly happy with your 9 to 5 and it allows you to build the life you want, then that is awesome too. Don't let the internet define what freedom looks like for you. Oh shit, it is about what makes you feel free. The third lie is that you need to buy all the right stuff to be happy or successful. This one is a killer for your wallet. Man, the internet is a giant advertising machine, constantly showing you the latest gadgets, the trendiest clothes, the must-have tools for success. I fell for this hard in my early 20s. I remember thinking I needed the newest iPhone, the fancy headphones, the designer sneakers, all because I saw everyone else online flaunting them. I genuinely believed that these things would somehow make me feel more confident, more successful, and for a fleeting moment, maybe they did. But that feeling quickly faded, and I was left with less money and still the same underlying insecurities. I ended up with a bunch of stuff I didn't truly need and a growing pile of credit card debt. It was a classic case of trying to keep up with the Joneses, or in this case, the Instagrammers. The turning point for me was when I realized that true happiness and success don't come in a box. They come from within, from your relationships, from your experiences, and from feeling secure in your own skin and your own finances. When I started focusing on building my savings, paying down debt, and investing in myself through learning and growth, that is when I started feeling genuinely good. I still appreciate nice things, but now it is about intentional purchases, things that truly add value to my life, not just things that look good in a photo. So, next time you see someone online with the latest, greatest, whatever, just remember that it is probably an ad, or they going into debt to afford it, or it is just not relevant to your journey. Focus on what truly enriches your life, not what the internet tells you should. Peace. The fourth lie is that everyone else has it all figured out, and you are the only one struggling. This is perhaps the most insidious lie of all because it plays directly into our insecurities. When you scroll through social media, you see perfect families, perfect careers, perfect relationships, perfect lives. It creates this illusion that everyone else has a roadmap, a secret formula, and you are the only one fumbling around in the dark. I used to feel this so intensely. I'd see my friends from college posting about their promotions, their engagements, their new houses, and I'd be stuck in a job I hated with a mountain of debt, feeling utterly lost. It made me isolate myself because I was embarrassed about my own situation. I thought if anyone knew how messy my life really was, they'd judge me. But what I've learned through having honest conversations with people is that everyone is struggling with something. Everyone has their own battles, their own insecurities, their own moments of doubt. The internet just doesn't show you that. It is a curated version of reality. My own journey, going from being a total financial mess to slowly getting my act together, was filled with failures, anxieties, and moments where I wanted to just give up. And when I started being more open about my struggles, I found that so many people related. It is actually incredibly liberating to realize you are not alone. So if you are feeling like you are the only one who has not got their shit together, I am here to tell you, oh shit, you are absolutely not alone. Most people are just doing their best, making it up as they go, and figuring things out along the way. Be kind to yourself, reach out to friends or family you trust. And remember that vulnerability is a strength, not a weakness. Peace. The fifth lie is that saving money means depriving yourself and living a miserable life. This one always cracks me up because it is such a common misconception. The internet, especially the consumerist parts of it, will try to convince you that life is about instant gratification, about treating yourself, about you only live once. And while there is absolutely nothing wrong with enjoying your life and treating yourself occasionally, this mentality taken to an extreme can lead to serious financial trouble. I used to think that saving money meant I could have any fun. I associated budgeting with scarcity and deprivation. So instead of saving, I justify every impulse purchase, every expensive night out, every takeout meal. YOLO, right? I end up broke before my next paycheck, and then the cycle of stress and anxiety would begin again. What I slowly started to understand is that saving money is about deprivation. It is about prioritizing. It is about choosing long-term security and freedom over short-term thrills. And honestly, it doesn't have to be miserable. When I started budgeting effectively, I actually found that I had more money for the things I truly cared about. I learned to distinguish between wants and needs, and I started finding joy in experiences rather than possessions. I started cooking more at home, which saved me a ton of money and was actually really fun. I found free or low cost ways to socialize. I even found a cheaper coffee habit, and I still get my caffeine fix. It is not about cutting out everything you enjoy. It is about being intentional with your money. It is about finding a balance that works for you. It is about realizing that a full savings account gives you so much more peace of mind and opportunity than a closet full of clothes you barely wear. So, don't let the internet convince you that saving is boring. It is actually one of the most empowering things you can do for yourself. Oh shit, it is about building a future you are excited about. Peace. The sixth and final lie we were going to talk about today is that investing is only for rich people or financial experts. This is another huge one that keeps so many of us on the sidelines, feeling like we can participate in building wealth. When you see news articles about hedge funds, venture capitalists, or complicated stock market jargon, it is easy to feel intimidated and think, nope, that is not for me. I certainly felt that way for the longest time. I thought investing was this super complex, risky game that only people in suits understood. I thought you needed a ton of money to even get started. So I just kept all my extra cash in a low-interest savings account, missing out on years of potential growth. My investing knowledge was basically zero. The only time I ever really invested was when I tried that day trading nonsense, which, as you know, ended terribly. It was until I started actively educating myself, looking for simple, straightforward resources, that I realized how accessible investing can actually be. You don't need to be a millionaire to start. You can start with incredibly small amounts, like $50 a month. You don't need to be a financial expert. There are simple, low-cost ways to invest in the entire market, like index funds or ETFs that don't require you to pick individual stocks. The power of compounding, even with small, consistent investments, is absolutely insane over the long term. It is not about getting rich quick, it is about consistently putting your money to work for you. So it grows over time. The biggest hurdle is often just getting started and overcoming that initial intimidation. So if you've been putting off investing because you think it is too complicated or only for those people, I am telling you, it is not. Start small, educate yourself, and understand that consistent, boring investing is often the most effective path to building wealth. Don't let the internet's portrayal of high-stakes trading or complex financial jargon scare you away. It is your money, and you have every right to make it work for you. Oh shit, it is empowering to take control. So there you have it, man. The 6 lies that the internet, inadvertently or intentionally, tells you that can keep you feeling broke and hopeless. I've bought into every single one of these at some point in my life, and it held me back big time. But recognizing them, calling them out, and actively working against them has been a game changer for me. Remember, your journey is unique. Don't let the curated highlight reels of others define your worth or your path. Focus on consistent effort, build good habits, be kind to yourself, and understand that real progress takes time. You've got this. Peace.